Buongiorno amici, welcome my friends to my home kitchen. Today I'm going to show you this quick, easy pasta dish using some awesome fresh tomatoes that I got out of my garden this morning. This spaghetti al pomodoro, this is a dish that my grandmother would make for me as a kid all the time, especially in the month of August when tomatoes were abundant in her backyard. I'm filling my pasta pot up with cold water, and to this what I'm going to add is a heavy pinch of sea salt. The Italian adage is make your pasta water salty like the sea. I'm going to set this at high. The reason I'm going to set this at high is because I want this to cook very fast. The idea being that in the time that my pasta is ready, my sauce is going to be ready, and we're going to put this whole dish together. In the restaurant industry, we call this type of pasta alla minute. It's all going to be very quick, very fresh, very simple. When we use fresh tomatoes, in my preference, in the way that my grandmother did it, we would get all of the seeds out first. So here what I've got is some beautiful tomatoes that came from our garden. If you see some of these little stems still attached, we can take those out. I want you to take the tomato and we're going to stick them inside the water. I'm going to use for a 1 pound dish of pasta, or let's say 500-gram package of dry Italian pasta, we're going to put maybe about, I would say maybe 6 or 8 large tomatoes like this. And as it's sitting under the water, I'm going to give it a squeeze. All the seeds are coming out of the tomato, and then what's left is this beautiful pulp, right? I'm going to put these right into my dish. All the idea of this pasta dish in the alla minute method is that you're going to have all your ingredients going into the sauce, all prepared ahead of time and ready to go. You can see how simple it was for me to get the seeds out of these. The whole time we're going to do this pasta without a knife. Everything that we're going to be doing is done by hand, exactly the way my grandmother did it. You can see that I've got all the tomatoes here. Inside of this water now is all of my seeds. I'm going to get rid of this and move this over. The next thing that we're going to need is some garlic. I've got some fresh garlic here. I'm going to give this a little whack with my hand. I'm going to take 1 clove of garlic for this pasta. Now, we're talking about how I would make this dish, or how it would be made in Italy. In Italy, it's about every ingredient coming together to make this beautiful final dish. So I don't want to overpower with a lot of garlic. I'm going to take this garlic like this, and with the back of my hand, I'm going to give this a smash. And just like that, that's simple, I'll be able to take all of the paper off the outside of the garlic. Now, when we do this, it's really important that you're gonna use fresh garlic. If your intention is to try this for the first time and use maybe something like garlic powder is not gonna give you the same result. It's gonna be a little bit gritty, and it won't have the same final result. And the last thing that we're gonna need is some fresh basil. This was basil that I picked right out of the garden this morning, and it's still on the stem. This is something that I want to make sure that you still keep. If you're making pasta at home and building a sauce in a pan like I'm about to show you, I'm going to tell you, don't throw the stems out, because I'm going to have a really special trick that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. What I want to do is I'm going to pick the leaves of the basil off of the stem here, and I'm going to put those to the side, and I'm going to leave my stems right here inside of this separate dish. Again, there's no such thing, in my opinion, as too much basil. My pasta water is ready. It's at a boil, which means that now it's time for me to get ready to make my sauce. If you're going to do this method, you're going to start the sauce right after you put your pasta in. Today I'm going to be using this beautiful pasta which comes from Abruzzo, which is in southern Italy. And this particular one is extruded with a machine that has bronze dies. So the exterior of this spaghetti is a little more rough. And the reason why this is a great pasta to use for this type of dish is that when the pasta comes out of the water, I'm going to put it directly in the pan. I'm not going to drain the pasta through a colander. And this pasta with those rough edges is gonna have that pasta and that sauce stick together, and you're gonna have this beautiful, beautiful dish. Pasta should not be mushy when you eat it. It should have a little bit of bite. Al dente literally means to stick to your teeth a little bit. We're gonna get this pasta out of the water just before that point, and we're gonna finish cooking it inside of our sauce. Once this is inside, I'm gonna move this around, and as this kind of gets into that hot water, it will fall in as it becomes softer. This particular pasta is gonna take 10 minutes. 10 minutes for spaghetti, that's a long time. But for this type of artisan pasta and the way it's made, this is another really good indication that this is the real deal, the top of the echelon. I'm gonna turn my burner on. To this pan, I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of olive oil. Olive oil is important because this is giving us a lot of flavor as well to our dish. Now to this, I had you save those stems to that basil. We're gonna throw those into the pan, as well as that smashed garlic clove that we have. As this starts to cook, I wanna manage this pasta and continue moving it around and stirring it. This is gonna keep the pasta from sticking together. I can already hear that my garlic and my basil are kind of making some noise. It sounds like Carnegie Hall. That's the point that we wanna be at before we go to the next step. I don't wanna burn my garlic. As this continues to cook, I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna give our garlic a little turn because I don't wanna get over brown. But as soon as we notice that the garlic is starting to brown, this is the point that I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna remove my basil stems, and then we're gonna move to the next step, which is our tomatoes. I'm gonna take these tomatoes just like this, I'm gonna rip them up, and I'm gonna add them into my sauce. If you see that these are starting to sputter and all that, it's gonna happen for a second. But as this starts to do its thing, we're gonna get more tomatoes inside. I'm gonna give this a little stir. I'm gonna turn my fire down a little bit because I don't wanna burn that garlic. It's gonna start to create this beautiful sauce. The sauce, the juice of these fresh tomatoes is gonna come out, and this is gonna be gorgeous. This is the point where I'm gonna give my pan a little turn. I'm gonna give my pasta a little turn here. We're gonna move this around. And as this sauce starts to come together and these tomatoes start cooking, this is gonna cook down. This pulp of this tomato is going to kind of almost melt into that olive oil. I'm using just a regular saute pan, but the thing that's important is that I wanna make sure that this pan will hold all of that pasta inside. I can feel that these tomatoes now are starting to soften. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add just a touch more olive oil right on top. And I'm gonna get a little bit of this pasta water. And the reason why I'm adding this pasta water into here is because now inside of this water, we have this pasta cooking, right? And this pasta is cooking and releasing some of its starches here. Those starches, as this is cooking, are gonna thicken and create this sauce. Now, I can see that this sauce is bubbling away. This is the perfect time for me to go ahead and add all of that beautiful fresh basil. And here in a few moments, my pasta will be done, and I'm gonna add it directly into this pan. If at any time you feel that this sauce that we're creating looks a little bit dry, go ahead and grab yourself just a little bit of more pasta water. Now, I didn't season this. So what I want to do, I'm going to take a little bit of sea salt and I'm going to season this just like this. Not too much, a pinch or two. This is fine Italian sea salt from southern Italy. I'm also going to make sure that some of these larger chunks of tomatoes, you can see that I'm able to break these down, right? I can push on these and they're smashing. So if they're still a little too hard, you might want to either increase your temperature under the pan, or again, make sure that your pasta is synced up so that it'll be done at the same time. I'm going to start grabbing this pasta just like this and adding it. I'm not draining this pasta. I'm adding it right from the pan into the pot into the pan. And the reason why I'm doing this is that I want some of this pasta water in here, because again, we're going to be creating this sauce. I'm going to give this a little stir. I'm going to increase my temperature. As this starts cooking, you're going to notice that this pasta is going to start to absorb that sauce. Those tomatoes are going to melt into this sauce and into that pasta, and you're going to notice that it's going to start coating this very, very beautifully. I'm going to go around just like this, and I'm going to continue stirring in this method. As we continue stirring, there's my timer. So we hit the 10-minute mark, which is the recommended time on my pasta. And I'm going to continue to stir just like this. Now that I know we've hit the right amount of time on the pasta, and I could feel just by lifting and pulling on this pasta that it is al dente, it's cooked all the way through. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add just a touch more pasta water, and I'm going to show you a trick, just a little bit at a time. I would say that in total, if I had to make a guess, I've added maybe a cup of pasta water. Now, we're going to do a method in Italian called matticata, right? Matticata is we're going to cream this sauce. We're going to emulsify it. So the way that I do it, I'm going to kind of give this a little turn. And it's going to make this kind of slapping sound. And as we do this, you're going to notice that that sauce is coating this pasta. And it's becoming thicker and thicker. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So from here, I'm going to shut my burner off, and I'm going to take a walk over to my countertop. So come on and meet me on the other side. I'm going to show you how we finish this in the restaurants and do this the professional way. In order to do that, I've got my little tweezers here, my kitchen tweezers. You can use tongs. You can even just use a normal scoop. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you how I finish it. Along with that, I have a ladle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a nice bunch of pasta just like this, and I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to give this a turn. And as I turn this, what's going to happen is the pasta is going to gather up on my ladle, right? And then to this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release it right into the center, and this is going to make a beautiful nest. Again, we're going to do it the same way. I'm going to get a nice bunch of pasta. I'm going to give this a beautiful turn. And this again is just one last little step. This is one of those things that's going to make your home cooking adventures closer to that of the professional cook. And this is so easy. Again, I'm going to come over. I'm going to lay this right on top. Release it, and look at how beautiful this pasta sits in a nest. And as I go around, I got almost all of this pasta out. And what do you notice? The gold on the bottom of this pan. And that's those tomatoes, that little bit of fresh basil that's left over. And we're going to pour this right on top just like this. You can see how simple it is to make these little nests. Here's the last little bit. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make sure I get it all out just like this. And then I'm going to show you how I finish this. I'm going to take these tomatoes just like this. And the last of this pasta and these noodles. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pour those tomatoes right on top just like this. And the last piece, the piece that is absolutely the most important, is some great Parmigiano Reggiano. And we're going to make it snow right on top of this pasta. Now, there's going to be some purists out there that say, oh no, we would never put the pasta on here. It would always be up to the person eating this pasta to put it on themselves. I just know that in my house, we would never serve a dish of pasta without a healthy snowfall of Parmigiano Reggiano. And the last little bit here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some of this beautiful extra virgin olive oil and just give it a nice drizzle on top, just like this. How beautiful is that? This, folks, is the most simple pasta dish that you'll ever make. The flavor is so incredible. This is gonna probably be better than maybe whatever your favorite restaurant pasta dish is. We gotta try this. I gotta give it our famous test. Let me get a fork here. I'm gonna go right in. I'm gonna make sure I got a nice spoon of those, a nice forkful of those tomatoes, a little bit of that garlic. Give this a nice twirl on my fork. I can see that the pasta is cooked perfectly al dente. If this isn't the perfect bite, folks, I want to tell you, bon appetit. I'm gonna eat it. The flavor of that tomato is just a burst of fresh tomato flavor. I get a little bit of that bite from the garlic. That fresh basil is pronounced all the way through. And then that little bit of saltiness at the end from that Parmesan that I just had ties this whole thing together. The greatest thing is that this pasta is in fact al dente and it's perfect. I hope you try this at home. I hope to see your results. And I'm so happy that you're cooking along with me. If you have any questions, please go to my website, leospizzirri.com. I hope you all are well, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.